Hey guys, today we're going to talk about one exercise that is popular for a reason. It's very foundational, and that is the squat. Now, if you're kind of tired of doing the same old thing with the squat, I'm going to show you a number of different variations that you can use to kind of switch it up. So let's get started. So the first variation is one we probably all know and love, is the good old hack squat, body weight squat. So you got your feet about shoulder width apart, hip width apart, toes are pointing forward, and this is kind of the basics of all the squats, right? You're pressing the hips back, generally keeping the knees behind the toes, making sure that they're in line with the middle of the feet. Watch that we're not buckling in or going too far wide, just kind of staying right between. Make sure that the bone structure is holding the position. Also making sure that the torso is relatively upright. We're not bowed forward like a deadlift, but we're staying pretty upright. And of course, standing up, pressing into the heels, or the middle of the foot rather. But you're just sitting back into your chair and standing up. And so different arm movements, you can take the arms down and then back up. A couple of different variations there. If you want to play with a little bit of depth and you're just getting started, add a box or a chair. You can start by sitting on the box. Find your squat stance here. This is the lower part of the squat. Stand up. See if you can lower yourself down. You can extend the arms out for a little help and then stand all the way back up. Just do a tiny tap of the box. Make sure the tension stays on the legs. So this is a nice variation, and of course you can go lower and lower to the floor for more challenge. Some other body weight versions of the squat is the good old wall sit. So this is an isometric exercise. You're just simply holding one position the entire time for time. I would start with 30 seconds, work your way up to a minute. But again, same structure, so have the knees over the ankles, toes are pointing forward, pressing down into the ground, have the back of the head, low back curve, gently press against the wall, back of the shoulders against the wall as well. You can make this more difficult by going a little bit lower or holding a weight. So you can hold a dumbbell, a plate, what have you. So that is one isometric version. Another version is the good old sumo squat. So a little wider stance, the toes will actually turn out, but lowering yourself down. This is a wider stance, more of a groin stretch here. But just holding this for time as well. It can be a little bit deeper and just get that good old thigh burn there. You can have prayer hands, hands behind the ears is another version, but again, you can hold that for time as well. If you want to add a little bit more complexity and challenge to your body weight squats, do it with one leg. So you can start with the box here. Again, you can start by sitting in the box so you know where it is. Extend one leg out, get your stance here, and then go ahead and stand up. Woo, it's a little bit of a balance challenge as well. Make sure that foot is flexed, pressing the hips back. Again, making sure that knee is in line with the middle of the foot, and then standing up and down from here. And of course, the lower the box, the more challenge it is. Make sure you do the same amount on the other side as well. For your more weighted squats, you can do a goblet squat. You'll just need a kettlebell or a dumbbell. Slightly wider stance. You can turn those toes out just a little bit, still making sure you have that alignment with the knees over their own ankles. Hips back, chest stays up, lowering down, pressing down into the middle of the foot to stand all the way back up. Just making sure, again, that you're not bowing forward. So this is another nice squat here, especially if you don't have a lot of equipment, the heavier equipment, but a nice heavy object, including a cat, including a pet, if they'll allow you. You can use this to add a little bit more challenge to your squat. The diagonal squat is a little bit different as far as the squat goes. It might be a little bit narrower, the toes are forward. What's different about this one is instead of the hips going forward, you're actually going to rotate to one side a little bit. You're going to press the hips back at that angle, so one leg is more loaded than the other, but the other one still isn't neglected. And you're pressing into that much more loaded one and then standing all the way back upright and center again. You can stick with the same side with this one if you like. So just lowering down, coming back up, or of course we can alternate this for a little bit more complexity. So switching from side to side, making sure that the hips are going back at the same angle as the twists. So that is the diagonal squat. This one might be a little bit more controversial, but sometimes people call this one the split squat or lunges. You take one foot forward, making sure that that back heel is straight up and down off the ground. Think about the back knee lowering to the floor. Again, same thing, knee still over its own ankle, watch it's not dipping in or too far out, and then stand all the way upright, squeeze the quads to the top. So you can do this statically, you can press forward and back into the squat, you can even step backwards into a reverse lunge, reverse split squat. If you like, if you want to go crazy, you can throw in some hops. If you want to go crazier, you do switch hops with these. But if you think about it, when you're in the stance here, this is like a one-sided squat. You're sitting in a squat with this front leg as the back leg is supported. So some people may consider it a squat, but you know, what have you. It's a variation. If you want to go even crazier, you can take a bench or a box or a chair, put the top of the foot on there. Some people like to tuck the toes, have the ball of the foot on there as well. For the Bulgarian split squats. So same deal, same kind of split stance. Lower yourself down, still have the same deal with the knee, raising and lowering into these lovely, lovely exercises. And there's all sorts of variations with this one as well, including some hops or some heel raises, all sorts of fun stuff. Everybody loves Bulgarian split squats, right? If the body weight or the dumbbell versions aren't doing it for you, you can pack on the weight. There's a couple different variations you can use with the barbell here. First one, the classic, is the back squat. Whoops. There goes a stick there. I'm about to use that in just a moment. So you're placing it at the top of the shoulders. Make sure you have a supported grip on the other side and the weight is evenly distributed. You might have an ever so slight bow forward, just keep the bar level. But everything you know about the squat still applies, hips back, still making sure the spine is straight, pressing down into the middle of the foot to stand upright. Your squat stance might be slightly wider for this one to account for more weight and the width of the bar. So that's one version. Another version, if the bar is too much right now, but you still want to work on the back squat, is using your pole here. Much lighter, but you can still get the technique and the feel of the bar on your back, or rather your shoulders. You can do the same thing for the front squat here. So the weight distribution is a little different. Put this mic here to the side. That way I'm not shouting at you. There you go. So I'm placing the bar at the top of the shoulders, almost like on top of the collarbone. And then I have the thumb and the forefinger here holding onto the bar so that way it's not rolling out of my grip. Now it's critical for this one to keep the elbows up high and making sure your weight distribution is correct. There we go. So keep the elbows up, especially when you lower down into that squat. The tendency is that they'll want to dip. That's when your bar will roll. Keep those elbows up, so you lower yourself down. Exhale to stand completely upright. This one's a little bit more quad intensive and shoulder intensive, but it's a goodie. Another one of the barbell squats is the Zercher squat. So this one's a bit different load. So you're actually hooking on the elbows. Have a good supportive grip here with the hands. And then you're going to lift the bar up, again, making sure the even weight distribution is there. And then again, going into your squat, keeping the chest upright. That's going to be your challenge for this one. It's definitely more arm intensive as well as the legs. With these bar versions, do not forget to breathe. It's very important to make sure that the breath is flowing and you're bracing at the correct points of these heavier lifts. This piece of equipment is called a hex bar. It's about the same weight as an Olympic-sized barbell, so about 45 pounds. But I really like to use this one with clients that want to get in the heavier lifting game, but they're a little bit apprehensive about the barbell. So what I really like about this one, especially for people that are new, is that it evenly distributes the weight around you instead of it being too far forward, too far back, like the back squat or the front squat or the Zercher squat. And it's really easy to set up as well. So again, you're just going to simply grab the handles on either side of you. Make sure you have the legs loaded, spine as straight as you can on the way up. And now you're ready to go. The only thing that you have to consider with this hex bar is that watch the shoulders aren't rounded forward. You have the shoulders nice and pinned back. So the traps are going to feel it a little bit, but it's going to be so great in so many different ways. So everything else you know about the squat, hips go back, chest stays up, knees stay in line with the middle of the foot. Exhale as you stand all the way upright. So you still have the weight aspect, but it'll feel more of a natural squat than the back squat or the front squat or the Zercher squat with the barbell. So give this one a shot if you haven't yet. Well, I hope these different squat variations help bring some variety into your workouts, and so that way maybe it won't get so stale. But really the sky is the limit with a lot of these, and there are a lot more variations out there. This is definitely not the full list. But give some of these a shot. Put in the comments below of which ones are your favorite, or maybe I missed one. I want to hear about that too. But thanks. Make sure you subscribe and like and follow High Caliber Life on all social platforms except for X. And I will see you guys later. Bye.